Welcome to Half the Battle, and welcome back to the summer of vehicles and playsets.
It's a time when we take things a bit easy and look at a lot of toys without having to go into that whole character stuff. And today we're taking a look at a toy I picked up just last month at a convention. So meet the Barracuda. This vehicle was released in 1992 with all original parts. One of which is destroyed when put in water, but we'll get to that. And first impressions, it looks like a children's toy.
Yes, I know, that's what it is.
But look, what I mean is, take a vehicle like, I don't know, the Whale. It looks like a real hovercraft while also being a children's toy. The Barracuda looks like a toy submarine. That doesn't make it bad, but it does make it stand out next to other G.I.Joe toys. I think the yellow color is partly responsible for that effect.
Speaking of colors,
I do like the other ones. Black's always nice and blue gives it a real nautical look. If, however, you're the kind of person that thinks, yes, it does look nice, but it would look even better with the blue and black reversed, then for some bizarre reason Hasbro has got you covered because there's a variant of the Barracuda where this is in fact the case. YoJoe.com assures me neither version is harder to find than the other, but I've only ever found this one, and since this one is also on the box art, I assume this is the official one and is easier to find. Though if you have both versions, you could mix and match to get an all black or all blue version. The yellow will still be there though, only a custom paint job can fix that.
detailing is okay, but a bit sparse.
There's fins on the sides and on the front to make it look a bit more menacing, but that tiny bobbing periscope on top makes it hard to take the thing seriously. It's almost cute. It mostly just flaps around when handling the toy, as do the fins on the rear. For weapons, it has a spring-loaded missile launcher, though in this case it's a torpedo launcher. The sub comes with 2 more torpedoes that can be stored in the tubes at the front. The blueprints say these are just storage spaces, but come on, every kid and most adults will call these torpedo launchers. Otherwise, it's implied that if the driver wants to fire a second torpedo, he'd have to swim out of the sub, yank out a torpedo, swim up to the launcher and insert it, then go back into the sub to fire it. By which time I'm sure his target will have sailed halfway across the ocean.
Ah yes, the driver, or pilot, I don't know.
This toy did not come with a figure, and I can't tell who that is on the box art, but since it's from 1992, that year's wetsuit seems to be the obvious choice. Once you remove the top, you'll find there's barely room for one figure anyway, in a very cramped compartment. There's no controls to be found inside, which would worry me if I was the guy ordered to pilot the thing. Even the seat has the barest minimum of detailing. All that is probably because in play the sub will have that top closed like 99% of the time, so why waste resources there? There is an engine there and a compartment under the yellow cap.
That compartment is actually this toy's party trick or gimmick.
You see, the Barracuda has real diving action, meaning it will sink in water. Now yes, most G.I. Joe toys do in fact sink in water, but this one can rise up again, provided you have the secret ingredient. You see, this toy came with a tablet of baking powder. You'd put that in the compartment, put the sub in the water, where it would sink, but thanks to the water interacting with the powder, it would rise to the surface again.
I don't have any baking powder, so I can't check to see if this works.
The blueprints do advise tying a string to the Barracuda if you plan to play with it in deep or murky water, so you don't lose it. You know, that tip should have been on all water-based G.I. Joe toys. Who knows how many devilfish, sharks, etc. lie on the bottom of lakes to this day. Overall, it's a fun toy for kids, and that is the point. But as a collector, it doesn't really do anything for me. And that was the only toy the Barracuda ever got. The mold was reused in 2000 to create the Manowar, a Cobra submarine. The colors are quite a bit nicer, and I guess as an homage or something, this thing also came in a variant that has the colors reversed.
Weird.
This thing didn't come with baking powder, in fact it says so on the packaging, but the diving thing still works and is advertised on the box. Oh, and I forgot to mention this earlier, these subs have another weapon, an underwater attack cannon, though I'm not sure how that's supposed to work.
As far as other media go,
the Barracuda didn't appear in the comics. It did get a commercial shared with a rat. It was one of those live-action ones with Duke piloting it, and I must say he has quite a bit more room than there is on the actual toy. The Barracuda showed up a couple of times in the D cartoon, most notably in the episode Messenger from the Deep, where it has grown considerably. as those torpedo tubes now have room to hide 2 underwater skis with people on them. Or maybe it's the TARDIS, since it's bigger on the inside too, with room for at least 2 people. I guess they didn't need to pack the baking powder, so they used that space. Also, they used grey, not black, for one of the colors. And that was the Barracuda. A fun toy, but not really my thing. This will be interesting to rank when I do that video. Where do you think it will end up?
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?